Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl, Lena Emily. And for today's video, as y'all can see, this will be podcast edition. And in today's video, we will be getting into two topics. First, Young Miami and her comeback of Carisha Please Season 2. And then Chrisean and Blueface possibly facing a total of 12 years together in prison. Without any further ado, let's get right into it. So first, with Young Miami's podcast, the main 2 points I'll be focusing on is Santana being the interviewer and then the part where she was talking about her and Diddy. Now, under other YouTube videos and even on Instagram, I was seeing where people weren't really feeling the fact that Santana was the interviewer this time on the podcast, but me personally, I just feel as though what better person to interview Young Miami than her best friend. When things were happening in real time, he was there with her and experiencing it with her. He was the one she was going to and venting to, things like that, when certain situations were and have been going on, so why not him be the one to ask her the questions this time? And since these topics are really sensitive for her, it just makes sense that Santana was the interviewer too, simply because he is going to be the one who can draw that raw emotion from her. As we saw, she was even crying when answering certain questions, getting choked up a little bit too. And those tears did not seem fake at all. Everything seemed genuine, at least to me, but I just feel as though that even made more sense because she feels comfortable with him, so she's gonna feel comfortable to act just how she would react normally, even if they weren't filming for the podcast. And I don't know if people were thinking if it was a different person or actual journalist, if they would have maybe been able to get other things from her or more answers from her, but I think they probably would have asked the same questions that Santana asked her, nothing different, because they even know not to pry and make you feel uncomfortable, because that can just throw off the whole vibe of the interview or conversation. And at the end of the day, she is a person and human just like us, and she does deserve privacy. So if she did not want to tell us everything and let us in on all the scoop and tell us exactly what happened, because even if she did leave some things out, rightfully so, I mean, it is her business, it is what it is, but she told us and gave us all she wanted us, the public, to know. So if that's just what she wanted to do, it is what it is. Celebs, they do not owe us anything or need to tell us anything, and honestly, if the roles were reversed and we were in her shoes, who knows even how we all would handle that type of situation. But I just think that's very important that people keep that in mind. And when it comes to her best friend being the interviewer, if you just step back and look at the overall situation, it just makes sense. However, off of that, now we will be getting into her and Diddy. So when it came to how they both met, when watching the podcast, I felt as though her explaining that whole part, it was true. I'll even insert it here for maybe some of y'all who might not have watched the podcast yet or at all.
What was your experience like, dating him?
Well, I met Diddy at Peak Party, and I met him when he was in a love era. And I met Diddy when the world was celebrating him and giving him his flowers while he was alive. Like he was getting the Global Icon Award, the Lifetime Achievement Award, the Key to the City. He had a new album that was coming out. So I was celebrating him with the world. And I just feel like everybody trying to crucify me for it.
And how she explained her meeting him when he started to go by Love and kind of make a new name for himself in a way. I guess, just with all that was going on, that's why he was doing that. But the meeting then and becoming business partners at first, but then gaining those feelings for each other afterward, and within the relationship, then they started to benefit from each other. I guess really you can say they even started benefiting from each other when it was just a business relationship, because obviously he helps her with the podcast. On the podcast, then she was featuring his De Leon and then, other things of that nature as well. And Santana, he even asked those other questions like, was Diddy only using you for sex? Was y'all relationship this? Was it that? And she did give her answers. Again, she might not have told everything we maybe wanted to know in detail, but she said what she wanted to say. But I know people always do point that out, how she isn't really a hard worker and this, that, and the fifth, and how when it does come to their relationship, they always focus on the sex part, the gifts, the trips, all that. But I think that was just a plus. As she stated in the beginning, I think it was one way. But then obviously once they did start to have a actual romantic relationship, and with him having the amount of money he did and things like that, he was then able to buy her stuff, treat her to things, XYZ. And then with people feeling a way that she isn't speaking on Diddy right now in the present and what he is going through right now, I just feel like, especially in relationships, it's really easy, or men, they just do like to hide their past. And if every day that they were together, Young Miami, I'm pretty sure she wasn't sitting on Google looking him up and trying to find out and search for things that he's did in the past and before they got together, before she even knew of him. So how was she really supposed to know? And if he showed her a different side of himself, like how she said, he made her feel more gentle, more of a woman, more womanly, and he pulled out different parts of herself that she didn't even know that was there. And he saw the different things he saw in her and stuff like that. So if he did just show her this complete different side of him, like a whole different person that was inside of him, that's really not her fault. People always want to make it seem like this is what she gets for messing with somebody like him. This is her payback in a sense, or this is just the universe, like, you know, I don't know, just acting weird when it comes to her. But really, I just think that she was shown a different version of him, and that's what she enjoyed, and that's what he you know, that's just what their dynamic was. But we can't be like how she was saying, people trying to be like toward her, aha, like this is what you get. But I don't really think that's fair in a sense, only because, and not excluding what he did to those women or trying to downplay that or anything, because that's horrible. But if Carisha was not shown that side of Diddy, like I said, how was she supposed to know? Because to be honest, I don't even blame her. I will be playing that same card too. If my name Bennett, I ain't in it. Because if that's just not what we had going on, and if she didn't know about that stuff, because she's probably just as shocked as we are now, still finding out stuff to this day that he's done in his past. So if she just really didn't know about any of that, that don't got nothing to do with her. And Miami, she's experienced DV, so I'm pretty sure if it was anything even happening hinting toward that in the relationship, any energy she got toward him, weird vibes, anything like that, she would have just been up through. Because like she did say, she does have a daughter, and as kids do get older, in them first two relationships, her daughter probably don't remember all that as clear, but as kids do get older, they do start to remember more things. And her daughter will then grow up thinking that it is okay for a man to treat you like that, or to accept this type of behavior and take people back who do these things to you. And she does not want her daughter to probably ever go through that. So when it just comes to that, and people probably feeling like she don't have no empathy toward the women who Diddy has messed with in his past, who he has put hands on and treated very badly, I really don't think that's the case. It's just, since that's not what she has to go through, that's just that. But she probably does have empathy for them, but if that's just not what she had went through, she's not going to talk about it, and that's just that. But that is all I wanted to say about that situation. So next we will be moving on to Chrisean Rock and Blueface. And I will insert the little section I had got off Google from this article talking about her sentencing and everything. And I will also leave the link in the description box down below for any of y'all who maybe want to check that out on your own time. But let me just say what I got to say about this. I just feel as though why? And really just what's wrong with them, like both of them, to be honest. Just with everything that has happened from prior to the baby being born, once he was born, even to the current day of today, just what's wrong with them? Like, it gotta be a pill you can buy over the counter, something, some type of, just something that both of them can take as a collective, because they just, just pray for them. They just need prayer and everything that comes after. Because if she about to be locked up for 8 years, he's about to be locked up for 4 years, and I don't even know if that's the minimum of their sentencing or the max. But their baby, and they're both arrested because the mugshots have been released. Blah blah blah. Their baby, like people were saying on the internet, is 11 months. He's about to turn 1 next month sometime, and neither one of his parents are going to be there to celebrate. That's just horrible. Kids do not ask to be brought into the world, and the fact that you already did what you did during your pregnancy, so now your son is going to have to face all these things now in his life. And the least you could do is just be there for his first birthday with him, but you can't even do that because you're steady putting your attention on other things when it should just be focused on your child. You wanted to drink, smoke, and do God knows what else 5-6 months pregnant, and before that too, because I think she was drinking and smoking in the first trimester, like in that first month, but that was before she had even found out she was pregnant. But most people with a brain, when they then find out, they stop because for the wellness of the child. But she heard, oh, I'm pregnant, let me turn it up a notch, and just kept going out partying, drinking, clubbing, blah blah blah. I don't know. But yes, I just find it really sad that now neither one of the parents are going to be there to celebrate with him. Like I said, he's already going to have to face these challenges in life because he already has fetal alcohol syndrome or some other type of thing. I don't know, people are saying what was it, cry du chat, something like that. But he already is going to have to face that in his life, and he is going to need his parents there with him because even just when it comes to medical expenses and other things and probably medications, just whatever he is going to need for what he has, he's going to need his parents there with him every step of the way. But y'all acting a fool, still doing things for the internet, still not worried about your priorities, and just who knows even what else. It's just horrible. And this is why you should just not have kids when you are not ready mentally and any other type of whatever. Because no shade to, but Chrisean, she does not come from a good background at all. Blueface, him and his mom, that dynamic, I don't know, it's a little whatever, but I'm assuming it is a little better, obviously, than her whole situation. But before she even had her first child, she should have got tons of counseling and therapy, whatever else would have been needed, just to make sure that when she does have that kid, she can do the best that she can. But y'all just want to have kids and still act not even how you was acting probably the year before the child was born, but y'all revert back to probably how you used to act in your teenage years and just be acting even more childish and just immature, and it's just really sad. Y'all be wanting to have kids and then still have that mindset of, even though I'm a mom, I'm still gonna have my fun, or even though I'm this, and that's fine and all, but I just feel like to a certain extent, simply because, like I said, when you do then become a parent, your child needs to be your main and top priority always, because they do not ask to be brought into this world. It is beautiful and a blessing to be able to have a child and bring a life into this world, but kids, they do not ask for that. So the least you can do is be there for them, support them, and just be a mom and a father, just what you're supposed to be toward the child when they are born. But Chrisean, she be wanting to still entertain other situations, stupidity, and Blueface when she just needs to be focused on that baby. You're so focused and worried about chasing this man and still getting his attention, still getting more tattoos of him all over your body and just acting a fool on the internet when you need to be focused on your son. To be honest, if I was her son, I would be ashamed to have her as a mom. Because what? No, because no and no. Chamba voice. If y'all know Queen Chamba, comment down below. Because, yeah, but, no. Because now she's just ending up in even more drama. And if she's locked up for 8 years, she's not probably yeah, you can do a little Skype, Zoom, Google Meet some which kid, but she not gonna be there in the flesh with her son. Maybe visitations, I don't know, at prisons, but she's not going to be there with him. So he's probably 9, 10 years old. And that's just sad. Like, missing those first few years of a child's life are very crucial for the parent to be there, the child to see them, be around them, all that. Years, obviously once the baby is born, I'll say to probably even past 5 years old. Just that whole first like 10 years, I feel like it's really important for the child to see their parent, because when it be a disconnect there, you can just kind of tell and how the child ends up in their adult life. But you being locked away, then whatever Blueface got going on, him being locked up too, and other stuff he be having going on, it's just, that's really just not going to be good for him. And like I already said, he's already has the fetal alcohol syndrome, going to be facing maybe other challenges in life just because her stupid self want to smoke and drink while he was in her stomach. So that's already going to be one thing he's gonna have going on. But now he not even gonna have his parents there. I'm just speechless. I don't know what to say. nothing to say, because it's nothing to say. Like, what are we? But y'all, that is all I had to say about these two topics. I hope y'all did enjoy this video. Leave any comments down below too about the two topics that were talked about, y'all opinions, thoughts, anything like that. Don't forget to like and subscribe as well, and I will see y'all in my next video. My darling, I love you, I love you, I love you.